2015 Ford Escape Turbo titanium.
Okay.
So I think it's a 6. It might be a 4-cylinder though. Alright, hold on. Okay, so I called the dealership and told them, and I just called them and told them that the vehicle's starting right now, but it's mysteriously stopped starting. So let me tell you. So it started snowing, it got really cold, and then the battery was bad. So I put a new battery in, and you know it's the one battery that sticks up in there, so it has to be certain. So I took it to this place. Normally I could swap the battery out. I took it to this place, and they put the battery in. But I don't know if it's something they need to do or whatever the case might be, because it started acting really sluggish. So 2 days later, the starter went out. We replaced the starter. After we replaced the starter, 2 days later, the vehicle didn't start. The lights and stuff came on, the vehicle didn't start. I got the vehicle towed to my mechanic. He got the next morning, the vehicle started. I have him kept for the next day. He checked it the following afternoon, the vehicle started. Then I picked it up this morning, the vehicle started. But seriously, the vehicle didn't, the vehicle stopped starting, and then now it's starting. I was like, that's not right. Something's not right. The dealer, they said there's nothing they can do because now the vehicle's starting. I say, but I'm telling you, when he picked it up, the vehicle didn't start. Then mysteriously, it starting again. So I don't know if it's the ground, electrical, or something.
Okay, so the starter wouldn't even engage and wouldn't make any noise at all, correct?
Right. The only thing, the starter didn't make a noise at all.
Okay.
The only thing it did, the lights and stuff came on.
No clicking or anything like that, right?
So she said it did make a clicking sound.
It wasn't continuous. It was just clicked. I'm sorry?
It clicked one time when you tried to start it.
Correct.
Okay, and you guys said you replaced the starter, correct?
Yes.
Okay, all right. So to answer your question, this could be an engine ground issue. Absolutely.
That's what I was thinking. And so when I called the Ford dealership, they were like, well, the vehicle's running, and there's really nothing we can do. And I told the dude, because when we got it towed, it didn't start. But then the next day, it started. I was like, vehicles just don't start one day and then stop starting the next day.
Mm-hmm.
And what I'm thinking is, it started acting funny when they replaced the battery. And that's when things got a little crazy. So I don't know, because, it's not like you can't just go in and just, I'm pretty sure you're familiar with the Ford Escape. It has that cover on top. You got to pull all the stuff apart to get to the battery. And
correct, right?
Another thing, they had to reset something in order for it, because that was another thing that we had problems. It disengaged the radio and stuff. It's something with the grounding or something. It has to be, because they mess with that battery.
It could be a bad connection right at the battery itself. You might want to double check the battery cables and connections.
You talking about the cable?
Yeah, the cable and the terminal at the battery.
No, those are clean. I'm transportation. I was transportation in the military. I understand all that. Clean, no corrosion, nothing like that. No. It was, it's a brand new battery. The cables and all that.
All right, I'll take your word for it. Let me ask you this. Did they check for codes in the powertrain control module?
No, I don't think so. That's what I'm saying. It was this place. That's what I'm saying. It was this place that if you can't get to your battery, they'll put the battery in for $10 or whatever. And then once he put the battery in, the radio and stuff didn't work. So it's something with that card that it has to be coded or something, or some kind of way, because ever since they messed with that battery, the vehicle's been acting crazy. And that's what I mean. It even drives sluggish. Like it doesn't it acts like it doesn't want to go. It'll go, but it'll just barely go. It's something is drowning out or something.
Yeah, I would agree. Absolutely.
And I talked, like I said, I talked to the dealer, and they're like, "Oh, there's nothing we can do is drive." I was like, "It makes sense too." And that's why I contacted you all. I said, "No, that doesn't make sense. I don't care if it's driving right now. It's like it'll pull up on speed, but it'll just barely put inside a turbo. And I know how it drives. Something. I called the dealer, and they're like, "Well, the vehicle's driving right now. There's nothing we can do." I was like, "That don't even make sense to me." What do you think? You thinking it's some type of ground, or is there? Okay, how familiar are you with the Ford Escape?
Familiar.
Replace the battery. Is there do as far as code-wise, because they said something you need to do with those Ford Escapes in order for them to work like they're supposed to work.
No, it should work right away.
Check two terminals or something. It's some way that the vehicle has to be reset in order for it to work.
So sometimes they have to do like an idle relearn, or they got to configure modules if the vehicle is being temperamental, and that's done with a factory scan tool. But that wouldn't prevent it from cranking over.
But it cranked the stuff, but it didn't. They had to do a hard reset in order for it to work right. That was initially.
Okay.
Put the battery in, because all the stuff that's inside the radio, none of it worked, and that's what they figured out. And then once they did that, then when we got into it, was like, damn, the battery's moving. It's getting on my, and then I called the dealers like, oh, there's nothing we can do. So I'm gonna try to call some other dealers and see if I can get somebody to look at it that's more skilled. And it's probably something small, but a vehicle, like I said, we got it towed, it went there, it didn't start up, and the next day it started up, and like right now, it started up, it's fine, like nothing happened. But a vehicle just doesn't just stop starting for no reason.
Correct, right? Exactly.
Have you ever heard, my next question, have you ever heard something like this? Or like just mysteriously, like, okay, it'll start, but then, it's all of a sudden it don't start, and then next thing you know, it'll just start up.
Yes, sir.
That's something ground or wiring.
Yes, sir.
Am I in the right ballpark?
Yes, sir.
So is that, if it doesn't have an engine light on, is that hard to check? Like, put some fire in the ground and all that.
No.
How I know a little bit about how would they go about doing that? Just, like how do you, I'm assuming you got certain tools to check if the ground is good. I'm assuming that's what you're saying.
Yes, so this can be done with a voltmeter. That is correct.
Okay, so I need to kind of go in and have my electrical system checked. Am I in the right ballpark?
Yes, sir.
Okay. And see what they say. Is that in the right? Check the electrical system and the ground.
You got it.
And all the ground. Thank you, man. I appreciate it.
All right. You bet. You're welcome. Good luck, okay?